Welcome to Dr. Ask 24 News YouTube channel.
Very important part of any thing, like general managers, functional managers and project managers. This has a different other types also. See, normally in the types they will be used to talk about democratic managers and autocratic managers or freelance sort of things. I am just in addition I am telling you, like first one is democratic, first one is autocratic leader. Autocratic leader will not listen to anybody. I mean, types of, for nature of managers we can have an understanding. Autocratic manager will not have ears to listen to other people's ideas. Always the boss is the boss. So whatever he says, people have to accept and people have to go through it. And next one is democratic, who will be having a discussion with his employees and they will go for a better options or the better results. Okay. And last one is freelancer, who does not have much control over their employees and he let them to work on their own styles. Okay. That's how it goes. Next one is general managers. General managers supervise the activities and several departments. And functional managers, function itself is a work. That's how it goes, supervises the activities of related tasks. Common functional areas, marketing, operations, productions, these are different types of department which involves. And project managers, see, the project manager is totally different. They will be holding up a turnkey project. For example, there will be like somebody is going to build a bridge and that project will be done only for that particular time. After the building of bridge is over, the task is over. So they will be put in the different tasks, this type of things. But functional managers are not like that. They will have their own job, they will be doing on it. But these people are totally little different from them. And next one is, this is how it goes, the functional approach of organizing. See, management is a continuous process where this all 5 things is inevitable. It is a one by one it will be having an impact and they will have their own influences. First one is, first and foremost comes again planning, organizing, directing or staffing you can call. Next one is leading, again coordinating or leading you can call. Next one is controlling. These all are dependent on each other. Now it goes, now you have this thing in your mind. Already I have said, like an example, a company has decided to go for an extension or they are making good profit out of, they are going to extend their turnover. Now that will be done in the planning area. If the planning area has been done, it is okay. No, not at all. Next they have to execute, they have to go for an execution. See, before going for the planning, the company should have the idea behind it like this. They have to go with the past records, they have to collect the information regarding whether our plant are capable, having the capacities to do that and all. And if it is needed, what are the things they have to add extra. For example, 100 crores to 120 crores. So there will be procurement of extra raw material, there will be procurement of, there will be a recruitment of extra people, or the infrastructure may not be enough, so there may be need of extension of the infrastructure. So this all will be taken account. So how many people we need, how much production we can extend, all those things they can calculate through this planning. And next, organizing. Organizing is the execution area. Started involving in the collection of information, and after that they are trying to put it in the practice. Next one is staffing. Staffing or directing, where you employ people or you decide these people should be given this task and this person should be posted into this job and he will be taking care of this particular duty, like that. And next one is coordinating. Coordinating is a very important task. Again, you cannot neglect any of these tasks. So depending upon the staffing and how much resources is available, according to that he has to coordinate. Coordinate, again, leading involves into different levels that we will discuss. And last one is controlling. Controlling is the most important part, whether the thing which has happened in the planning has been executed in the area or not. It can be seen only through the monitoring it. For example, the company has decided and 120, whether it has happened or not. Maybe there is a small changes that can be easily observed in the flow itself, like they will not wait up to 1 year and they will see the result. So first 6 months or first 3 months itself, you subdivide like this, like 100 crores, this 100 crores again they are going for an extra of 20 crores. So 20 crores, a quarterly should have the 5 crores of growth. That is how the understanding we go ahead. So if the 3 months they could not see the growth and there is a fluctuation, for example it goes beyond 5 crore, then it's okay. If it is less than that, immediately they will have a changeover where they will try to find out where is the bottlenecks and they will try to resolve the problem. Again they will try to go ahead with that. So that is most important. Again, defining the goals, establishing the strategies, achieve the developing plans and integrate coordinate activities. So based on the previous idea or previous knowledge or the histories of the budgeting, all those things involved in the planning. Next one is arranging, structure work to accomplish organizational goals. Again, next one is staffing. It involves the process of filling positions and organization structure. Organization structure is a topic where we will be discussing about several types of organization structure. We have matrix model and functional model, sort of divisional model, all those things. And next one is like leading, working with and through the people to accomplish goals. So that's how the leadership qualities all comes into the picture. And here we will be discussing about the types of theories, motivational theories, and we will be talking about the behavioral approach, all those things. And last one is controlling, monitoring. Obviously nowadays technology has taken this monitoring area in a huge way, whereas for example right from your CCTV camera or recording, we will have a check sheets, we will have a continuous recording of things. Will work out for the controlling or monitoring. See, if you are sending the reports, the employees may be sending the reports at they will having like day wise or month wise, that will be also taken into the account of controlling. Okay. Okay. Next, see what I said earlier was like it is a continuous process, planning, organizing, coordinating and controlling, whereas directing and controlling, that's how it goes. It's very important, whereas if there is this is what in controlling, they see that there is some deviation, they are unable to achieve this particular target. What they will do, when there is a change in the deviation, obviously they will go for the first process of planning, and there they will try to have a check out where we have made the mistake. Again they will go with that. That is how the process, that is why it is called as continuous process. So human resources which are available or which is needed to the organization, human, financial, raw material, technological information. And next one is planning, select the goals and ways of reach them. So how do you reach? It should be given last, it should be passed to all the levels of the employees, whereas even the last cadre of the employees should understand what is the objective of the organization, why we are working on it. Okay, the employee may be asked to work 1 hour extra, but why he is been asked to do that he has to understand. Okay, that way. Organizing, assigning the responsibility for the task of accomplishment. Next one is leading and influences of motivate employees. Again, motivation, you have monetarial, non-monetarial, all those things. Controlling, monitoring activities and make corrections, sort of things. What do managers do? So what are the skills a manager should possess? So in order to be a good manager, what are the things he needs to? Usually these 3 things will be mentioned in all the books. If you go through the any sort of principles of management books or management for guidance sort of things, there are several books which talks about this. You will see all these 3 things, whereas we have added something called design skills also. Skill approach. First one is technical skill. See the engineering area, for example, and manager has an engineering technical area. You can see lot of engineers who have did their MBA also. So they will be possessing the engineering skills, technical skills as well as their managerial skills. So that's how it goes. Knowledge and proficiency in a specific field. So people used to tell a story like this. If you have time, you can go ahead with this story. See, there was one ship which has been stagnated somewhere in the mid of the ocean, and there was one employee who has been called for, you have to resolve this problem, sort of things. Okay, this guy comes and he goes and he just checks with all this area, and he understands, okay, there is no need to do a lot of things. He makes a hit over the engine using its hammer, and now he comes with his bill, check, and he asks with the captain, like he has to pay $700. What the captain was seeing all these activities, so he understood like it is not a big job. You have just made a hit over the engine and it started running, and it should not cost $700. It is too much like that. Yeah, he agrees with that. Yes, Mr. Captain, but for hitting the engine it is just $1. But where to hit, this particular knowledge has been imbibed by me. So for that cost $699. So that is how the technical skills comes into the picture. Okay, you try to understand that. And next one is human skills, the ability to work well with other people. So you see, now how do you coordinate with the people? Whenever you go with an interview, people will be trying to assess how good you are with the coordination of team, whether you are good at as a team member or a team worker, or you have a good leadership skills, whether you are dominant, whether you are friendly, all those things can be easily tested. Okay, so human skills, an employee should have an empathy over their employees, and he should able to understand how the employees are working and what are the difficulties they should face. So that's how in human resource management these human skills plays a vital role. I will give you one fantastic example which I admire. Okay, there was one person called Sumo. His name is Saki Sumo sort of name, but the surname ends with Sumo. This person, he was working there up to around 25 to 30 years in Tata. Tata concern. He was into the automobile industry. This guy used to go with his drivers, his technicals, his supervisors, and he used to have lunch or dinner. Lunch during lunchtime. He used to join with them, and he used to take food with them. During that time, he used to discuss. Very good discussion happens, and he used to share with the food with all the drivers, sort of things. And that time they will be coming across with lot of good ideas. So my automobile or my company should have this facility. My vehicle should have this facility. So there is no ventilation. So now you could see that even lorries or these logistics companies, they have come across with the AC wagon and all. That is like the driver, he is driving for hours together, and he does not have a proper ventilation. This has been taken by someone into the mind, and they have designed this particular product. So that is how the level of human skills comes into the picture. This person, after 25-35 years of service, after this particular service is over, Tata had a very good reputation on this person guy, and they have named the Tata Sumo on his respect. Okay. Human skill, the employee who is imbibed with the organization, and the organization recognize him, and it comes back as a product. You just imagine, nobody can do that. You cannot imagine an employee, a company can name employee's name on his new product, and it is a successful product also in the market. And conceptual skills, the ability to think and conceptualize abstract and complex situation concerning the organization. So this is very important, whereas it deals with the intellectual, how easily you could coordinate with the organization, organizational problems. Somebody like there are 100 number of employees coming as a strike, telling some lame excuses like, oh, okay, we are not having enough bonuses this year and we are going to. See, this problem may be arising. As a HR manager, you go and approach, you have to deal with the 100 number of employees who is really arrogant, or who is not soft corner, they don't have anything to do with it. They can go for an extent, they can even kill. I am not joking, it has happened in Noida. Some HR manager was been killed by 30 to 30 plus number of people, they have beaten him to death. This may happen. How do you stop them? How do you manage with them? Okay, you have to give assurance, okay, this guy has listened to us, and he is going to give a better result, sort of thing. So this is all comes as a concept, and that is our contingency approach. Immediate result, immediate idea, immediate solution you have to give to the organizational things. Next one is design skill, the ability to solve problems in ways that will benefit the enterprise and the effective manager at higher levels in the organization. See, ability to solve the problems in the ways, you have lot of innovative products. For the example, for these design skills, you can see one best example which I want to tell you is like, you can take iPhone. See, whatever maybe the model has come across in the several competitive products of iPhone, they are unique, that's different. But you see the aesthetic appearance of that particular mobile, it will be always handy. If you see, if you use iPhone, you could see that it will be always handy, that you can catch hold in your hand. It will never slip off from your hand, and that design has been maintained right from the beginning to till date. So that is how Steve Jobs was very sure about it. So he does not want to change his structure of his mobile, whereas little bigger or smaller versions are there, but it will be handy. So that is how the design skills deals with. Skills at a different management level. See, we have been discussing about this top level. I was giving an ample example for this, so hope you could understand that. Top managers, conceptual skills, middle level managers, human skills, that's very important, because this guy is going to deal with the technical skills and conceptual skills. So he should be very much clear about the what a top management wants from their employee, and what a low level employee wants from the top level management. So he will be able to coordinate with both. Next one, lower level managers and level of importance. So these people play a vital role, and that's how it goes. And this is, you can just pass it and see how that works, because you will understand by the picture. If you see this pie chart, its ratio, you can go ahead with that. I'll zoom it for you. You can also do, see, that's how the leading it is 51%. Here you see it's 36%, and here you see 22%. That's how the decision making powers, all those things involves. Okay, and planning, you see, planning, they have higher areas here, because this last level, like 28%, these people are going to have a going to work with the products. So they will have a better understanding than the top level manager. There are several products in the market which has been suggested by the tertiary level of employees. So this was one interesting case which we have come across. Like there was an issue with some lift company, and they felt that they have installed a lift. It is very old story, okay, adjust with that. And this like 20-30 years before when the lift was been introduced newly, and somebody has installed in their building, and they felt that this lift is always going slow. The company has installed it, and they are having their own regulations to follow, and it is up to their mark, up to their expectation, it is going by that speed. But this client, the person who has installed the lift, he had a feeling that this company, this lift is not running fast, it is running slow. And all this, they had a discussion, and they have had a check, everything is okay, and they have come with the feedback like what we have promised to the organization, that we have given, and no way it is our responsibility. They have their own feel like that, and cannot be resolved sort of things. You cannot increase the speed also like that, they have made a decision. And there was one employee who comes across with this board meeting, and he gives a suggestion, okay, I can solve this problem. How can you solve as a tertiary employee, how can you solve the problem? Okay, they have given the responsibility. Nothing has done. He has gone for a very small idea. He has fixed a mirror inside the lift, and it has been left out, and no more complaints were coming from that particular company, I mean that client, saying the same reason. Now the lift is, nowadays you can see, practically you can see there are a lot of lift which will be having mirror. See, obviously this is a psychology where you go and see your face at the mirror, you will start spending the time on scratching face and your hairstyling, all this. See, that is a psychological area. Somebody has thought about it and they have worked out. That's how it goes. And next level, okay, managerial roles and approaches. This is very important area. Wherever you go, you will come across all those things: interpersonal, informational, decisional roles. These are the aspects of which is very important, introduced by Mitzberg. First one is interpersonal roles: figurehead, leader, liaison. Figurehead role is something like he is going to be the leading capacity of that particular team. So all the guidances, all the things will be given by this particular leader, or manager. Next one is leader. Leader, you have you have a difference between a manager and a leader. Okay, a leader, one who leads the team. Okay, I would like to quote Shiv Khera's one particular quote, which is very famous for this one. See, I am not afraid of 1,000 sheep. I am not afraid of 1,000 lions headed by a sheep, but I am afraid of 1,000 1,000 sheep headed by a lion. So that is how the leadership skills comes into the picture. See, however the effective employee may be there in the organization, the leader has the whole responsibility. He can take over the hold and he can lead the team. Even it is not a good employees, if the leader has a good capacity to hold the team and run the team, he can run the show in a better way. That's how it goes. And next one is liaison. Liaison, who had a cordial relationship with his employees. That is very important. Like they'll friendly in the sense, it is not like taking the advantage doing it, but they will be having some socialized employee. See, it is not like when a manager comes, people are becoming afraid. They will have respect. That is different. But there should not be such environment we should be created. Next one is informational role: monitor, disseminator, and spokesperson. Monitor, see if there is something which is left out in the shop floor, and the manager can guide them. Okay, you put it in the place where it was. So that is how they used to monitor. Okay, or if there is any need, if there is any change, they can easily go and help. Disseminator, which I have come across already. Disseminator, he could convey the information from this, like an employee who wants to have a change over the place, or he want a promotion, or he want a transfer. These things can be discussed. Even right from the taking leave, they can discuss. Next one is spokesperson. Instead of the tertiary level, or instead of the low level employees, this manager will be a mouthpiece, or he will be going and talking to the top level management in regard with the employees. For example, the organization has asked them to work 6 hours extra, and the employee may feel bad, so there will be some health condition or this, they can go and convey, okay, with the respect of the employees, I am giving these suggestions, like, sir, 6 hours is not enough. 6 hours is not going to work out. You can reduce it into 4 hours, because the employees of health issues of the employees may be taken into the account, sort of things. So this is how the spokesperson comes into the picture. Next one is decision role: entrepreneur. This entrepreneur, one who takes the risk and one who takes the responsibilities. Disturbance handler, whichever disturbs their decision, job, that can be handled. And resource allocator, the employee may be doing his job, but if there is no sufficient resources, he cannot do. It may be money, it may be any sort of things. For example, raw material, semi-finished goods, or any extra employees needed. All those things can be taken by the resource allocator. Negotiator, he goes. See, not all the companies manufacture all the products. If you take any automobile industry, they are having a tie-up with other 100 number of companies to build up a car. For example, this car tire has been taken from some other company, even right from the spark plug to other things, artificial intelligence area, they will be hiring. In that means, when they go for a number of products which they buy, they will be acting as a negotiator by the price wise or by the other means. Okay. So that is how we have come across with the negotiator. The negotiation, bargaining, we can say. Manager plays various roles in the necessary while performing their management functions, and as to achieve the goals, objectives, this all are needed. See, do this once again, you cannot neglect this area. Okay, we are into the last slide of this particular session. What company looks for in managers? See, as a manager, probably the persons who are listening to this particular session, you will be coming from a managemental background, like MBA students or BCom or any engineering final year student who is going to study something about principles of management sort of things. You have to have the understanding about this area: technical, interpersonal, conceptual, diagnostic, communication, decision making, time management. See, these all will be taken into account when you enter into your field. See, technical skills, based on your field, you should be technical strong. Always, that's how we have been talking about. You should be strong at your basic knowledge. Even if you are an accountancy graduate, you should be very sure about credit, debit, and ledger sort of things. So that is what I am talking about as a technical. Technical is not like only I am talking about the engineering students. Okay. Next one is interpersonal skills. The relation between you and other person, taking the account like this. Okay, I am working as an employee in the organization. Already there are 100 number of employees. How the relationship I maintain with my manager, that is my boss, or my next level of my employees, or to the same level of the employees, all those things could be taken. And conceptual, this we have discussed. Diagnostic, see, diagnostic is like, you should have your own way of approaching the people and doing it. Next one is communication. How do you maintain the communication with the people? That is very important. See, there are ways to communicate with the manager, other level of people. So when you go to your profession, or when you go to as an employee, this written documents plays a vital role. Okay. Any notification or circular or anything which has been not circulated through mail or through the document process, it will not be taken into the account. So okay, somebody says orally, okay, I will do this job, the company never agrees with that. So you have to give a letter, so this is what has been tasked and I need this much of time and you have to do this, like that. Next one is decision making. Decision making is very important task. Again, it has lot of challenges. So a small wrong decision, or the decision which has been taken little late, may have lot of accountability. So you should be sure in making a very good decision making, and I believe that you people are very good decision makers. And time management, last one is time management. Punctuality plays a vital role. See, the success people, you go with any sort of autobiography or biographies, this time management, any success people will have a very good time management. So you try to adhere and follow it. And that's all for today's session. I am very thankful those who have gone through this whole video. Thank you all. Any ideas, any suggestions, anything you want to be clarified, you just comment in the comment box. Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you.
If you like my videos, subscribe my channel and share with your friends, and also getting more videos from my channel, to press bell button.